Hi everyone, Claudia here from Light and Clarity. I have your channel messages for the week beginning Tuesday, the 19th of September. Please bear with me while I connect for you all. Thank you. I have Ascended Master Hilarion stepping forward for you all this week. I also have Ascended Master Jesus as well. They're an interesting combination. Excuse me. Lovely to have them both. I don't often channel them both, but I do channel them for myself. But no, just lovely. Just bear with me. I'm going to make this connection stronger. So Master Hilarion is showing me he's working with the heart chakras all the way down to your root chakras. He's bringing healing into the heart chakra, the solar plexus, the sacral and the root. He's working on those of you who are choosing to watch this video. He is assisting you at present. He's bringing through a really warm energy of it's alright, a comforting energy into each of you. It's alright, we're here to help. And he's just bringing that in. He's really lovely, by the way. And Jesus says he's here to be the grounding force for each of you. He's here to be the sounding board. It's like Jesus is showing me he's working on the ears, the ear chakras, really opening the ears up for you to be able to hear the information around you and read between the lines and feel into the energy of the information around you. So you're reading between the lines energetically, is what Jesus is showing me. He's assisting you with doing, because there needs to be some sort of detail you need to be aware of, something more acute. So we want to make your hearing more acute, your sensibility more acute, so you're able to feel and hear into the information that's coming in. He says that this is to do with particular topics around you, to do with decision making, even to do with opportunities. He says aha moments of, oh right, look, you know what, I thought no, but now I think yes, I'm going to try this. This actually looks good. This actually looks like a good opportunity. So you have the ability of choice here. So he just says opportunity. Okay, I'll keep going. Okay, Master Hilarion is saying some of you are letting things run away from you. Some of you are being a little bit you're off ground. You're not as grounded as you ought to be, and you're kind of making things bigger than they should be. And you're with all respect, I say this, you're rambling on a bit too much. He says we need you to be grounded. We need you to come back in. We need you to refocus, and we need you to not make things bigger than what they are, is what he says. There's a need for calmness within yourself, so you're able to clearly see around you exactly what's going on in exactly the width, the size, and all the rest of it. So then you can work from a grounded perspective through them, so you can come up with the answers that need to come in. So Jesus is saying, please do not fear. There is actually quite a big change coming on each of your roads in the time to come. He says it's not in the time to come. He says sooner than what I've just said. He says it's sooner than that. He's making me feel it's coming in the next 6 months. There will be a substantial change for each of you. And he says, please do not fear when this occurs. So he's making me feel some of you are going to be challenged by this change because you're going to be in waters that are unfamiliar to you and a situation that you kind of need to work through and work out. I'm just going to see what's on the other side of this. So Jesus is saying, have great faith in yourselves, you will work this out and you will move through this. It's a necessary step, it's a necessary change. And he shows me that your souls have been putting this in place and you have been planning this with your soul. So each of you, he says, have been, when you've been going to sleep at night, you've been holding meetings with your souls, your higher selves, your souls, and they've been preparing you for this particular thing that will be coming in the months to come. It could be in 6 months, it could be longer, it could be shorter. He says you have been prepared for this, you have been in conversations with your souls, you are aware that this is coming up subconsciously. When it does come up to meet you, he says you will have the ability to move through it and to have the know-how. He says please maintain your faith in yourselves. So you will be put on a new footing as a result of whatever this change is, and you're going to be placed onto not just a different road, he says a higher road where you actually look at things from a different perspective, a higher perspective. It's not a negative thing necessarily. He says it's actually quite a positive thing because you're going to want to live life from a different angle other than the way you've been. Some of you have really got your lenses over your eyes and those lenses are scratched. He shows me you can't really quite see very clearly through those lenses. There's actually a couple over the eyes, about 2 or 3. So what's happening is those lenses are being removed, they're being cleared up, and they're actually being removed and being taken off. You've actually said that you have more courage than you've been displaying in life. That's good for saying that. He says you're actually saying to your holy teams, I can do this. I've got more courage than what I've been displaying. I know that I can do this. I'm more resilient than I know, and I want the opportunity to do this. It's like you wanted the challenge, you wanted the lenses taken off, which is quite amazing. And quite heroic of all of us, because I'm in this as well. If I'm delivering it, I'm like, oh good, what have we all gone and said? But we're all going to be fine. So they're just showing me, they're laughing at me. I've got to admit it. So Master Hilarion says he'll be right there with you, and so will Jesus. Master Hilarion says he's actually turned on the light on your paths. Shows me a lamp's been turned on, and he says he's going to help you move through and move on and forwards along your journeys to do with meeting this particular thing and moving past this particular life change. So it's all on a good footing. There's a good reason for all of it. It may not be a big challenge, so don't all freak out, but it is a necessary step. And okay, so they're showing me you will want the change. When the change comes in, you'll be like, you know what? This was for the best. This is for the best. Even though it's presenting like this, I know this is for the best. I actually want this. And we'll move through this. I'll sort this out. It's just a temporary thing. And you do. You move through it, and you're actually on a different road, on a higher footing, and you want that. And I can just see you looking out into the future and deciding what's for you. It's like you come into a strength you didn't know you had, and you use that as a tool on your roads ahead. It's really good to see. They're showing you the part of the heart, this quadrant of the heart really strengthening as a result. All right, now in closing, So I'm seeing Master Hilarion bringing in a golden and emerald light through the heart centers and through the auras, like 12s of energy. If you're wanting to receive this, just take this in. So he's coming in through the backs of the heart centers with this healing. There's a need for upliftment at the moment. He says some of you have been in a little bit of a slump emotionally and mentally. You've kind of been looking down rather than looking up and looking around your world with a sense of joy and enchantment. So he's looking to lift up your vibrations and lift up your energies. So Jesus says there's a need for more nutrients. Some of you are feeling a bit weak around the arms, tired, sluggish as well. So it's physically as well as energetically. We're wanting you to look after. So Jesus is talking about vitamins, he's talking about eating your greens. He's just says doing what your body needs, because everyone's individual here. But just being aware of taking care of yourselves emotionally and your physical health as well as your emotional health. So in closing, they leave you their love. They're just bringing this in through the bottom of the heart center. They're just bringing this warmth, love and support. And they're just saying, you know, we're here and you can do this. And they're just smiling at each of you, placing a hand on the shoulders. I'm going to thank them for coming in. They've absolutely been lovely. Their encouragement and their support. All right. Well, many, many blessings. In the month of October, I'm bringing out the trilogy to the 2 courses I've run this year. This one's called Standing in the Light, and it'll be a series of recordings that I'll be sending out. So I'll be advertising that in October. And that's pretty, we work quite deeply with each of your energies. I do keep the groups small. If enough of you put your hands up for 2 groups, I will divide the groups, because in those sessions I come to each of you. It's not just a generic, I say, you know, I do a healing. It's I come into each of you, and Spirit brings in the adjustments that need to be brought in. Your names are set in there. You hear that I'm working on you. You know what's being done. You know what's being released. You know what's being brought in. But the outline for the series of recordings for October will be, I'll be advertising at the beginning of October. Many more blessings for this week, everybody. Lots of love, and I'll connect with all of you again soon. Thanks, everybody. Oh, one more thing. If anybody's wanting an appointment, it's now October. For the month of September, I am busy, so it'll have to be into October. But I'll look to fit you in if there's an emergency somewhere there. So don't stress. Just ask me. All my regular clients know that, but those of you who don't, I'm just making you aware. Many more blessings. Thanks, everybody.